Well, that was pretty impressive, now wasn't it? The 2165 Jonsered that was ported by me, and the 064 was ported by Jeff Seacombe, Leave Nothing Stock. The 064 runs fantastic. I've gushed over that saw several times in past videos. It's just outstanding. It's my favorite Stihl that I've ever ran. So I've ran stronger ones and faster ones for sure, but that one right there is fantastic. It runs so good. But it's 85 cc's. It's right at it, right on the cusp of 85 cc's. If you don't know about the 064, what it is, I believe, was the precursor to the 066, but they may have been out at the same time. Just one of them was 85 cc's and the other one was 92 cc's or something like that. But the early 066 and 064s, they had shorter crankcases, and so they didn't hold as much oil. And so I've been told the big complaint was that you would run out of gas. You would run out of oil before you ran out of gas. And people using them, felling them, really hated that. And so Stihl added a little bit of extra volume to the front of the crankcases so that you had more oil volume. And it made the 066 or the 660 or whatever. Point is the 064, like pretty much every part will interchange with a 660. But they have a smaller bore. That smaller bore gives it the 85 cc's. Now, and this is, other people have said it, that is one of the very best of all-time felling saws ever. It's great. Whoa, it's great. And I can piggyback right on top of that and say, yep, it is. It is freaking fantastic. It's a little bit smaller and more nimble and seemingly lighter than a 660 is, but it produces right in the same ballpark of power, and it's just fantastic. But it just got its ass handed to it by a 65cc Jonsered. So more could be done to the 064, make it faster. It's got plenty of power, but it's just not pulling the RPM to win this race. The 2165 obviously is, but I'll say this, it's like the 2165, if you looked in that cylinder, you'd be hard pressed to figure out that I even ported it. So I don't want to be presumptuous and say that I am doing this, but I kind of feel like I am ushering in a new age of port work and saying, hey, dumbasses, quit hogging out your ports. You get better results if you don't do that. That Jonsered, now the Jonsered is special. It's the 2165 and the 365 special for Husqvarna are known to just be fast. Okay, it's because they have smaller transfers and they have that keeps a higher velocity. So, or at least that's one of the reasons that a lot of people assume. But regardless of that, the thing's awesome, and I didn't do a damn thing to those transfers other than get my numbers. I didn't do anything to the intake either. Nothing. I don't think I did anything to the intake, if I remember correctly. And that's kind of become my style. I have fallen into that. Very rarely do I have to ask anybody anymore for advice with porting a saw. I mean, that's a good thing because I've learned my own method and way and stuff, But I mean, people are still kind and help out whenever I ask, and sometimes I still do get little pointers here and there. But If you're new to this game and you're cutting and grinding and trying to get everything shiny and stuff, just quit doing it. Set your numbers and walk away. You'll get better results. If you are advanced, like I know a handful of guys that are pretty advanced and they like to really get in there and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And it worked for them. They get great results and stuff. But when they know enough to, whenever they take away from the volume or add more volume to the crankcase by cutting and enlarging your lower transfers and stuff, well, they'll change up their game with the upper transfers and make them really low so that you keep that crankcase pressure where it needs to be. But they're making up for it. So all I'm trying to say is just stop going in there and hogging things out, because that 064 isn't hogged out. And look how good it runs. And the 2165, I know for sure it isn't either. So just set your numbers, kind of walk away from it. But what's interesting is that the Stihl 757 was able to best Ike Turner here, right? The 064, and the Jonsered 2165 was able to beat him too. So next up, we're going to see who beats who with the Stihl 757 and the Jonsered 2165. And I have done a video. I already know who won that race, and I did a reaction video to it, so that'll be coming up. And I thought it was wild, so you guys got to watch it and see who wins that race. It's pretty cool. But yeah, back to this video, the 2165 being 65 cc's, and it's able to beat a very, very excellently ported, excellent running 85 cc saw. That's big deal. That's a big deal. All right, enough for this. Later.